Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today, Stacey and I shall continue our retrospective look at Snowfall as we discuss season 3, as season 4 premieres in a couple of days. Very excited. Will this be the last season with John Singleton being gone? We don't know. Probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah, because it ain't looking good for Frank. Franklin is he got into some shit. Season three started with another huge time jump that we don't even know how much time happened between 2 and 3, and I'm tired of it because there's key shit that we should have saw happen. Franklin somehow convinced his mama and his daddy that not only is his crack dealing okay, but that it's a family business. I'm like, when did that happen? How did that happen? Seeing him locked up and getting his ass whooped in prison did not do what you thought it would have did by saying that, son, this is why you don't sell drugs, because you get your ass whooped and go to prison. Somehow his mom said, you know what? We just need to commit. That's what we need to do. That'll keep him out of prison. What do you think, Stacey? What's up?
I have no idea. Because she went from I'd rather be homeless and all that stuff to let's buy some real estate.
Now she's buying crack houses with no problems. She's like, this is a good neighborhood. I looked at the property value. I feel like the crack house is going to do well here, Frank. What do you think? He's like, you know what, Mom? You handle the real estate. I'm doing the big shit. You know what I'm saying? But you handle this. You handle the light work. What does Dad do?
No, but his glow up was immaculate. Like, he went from crackhead homeless guy to just clean and dapper. And
to making French toast and shit. Like, he was cooking. Remember, he was cooking like Sunday breakfast? I was like, this is what you do? This is what you do for the money? At least Mama doing something. Daddy, what you doing?
He's still getting his pension or whatever, that VA
Oh,
check.
the VA benefits. That's how he got them draws, though. He was like, hey, babe, here's my VA check. She's like, here are these draws. It's like, there you go. Hey, sometimes you got to pay for it. Anyway, that's how it is. But anyway, no, seriously, with the time jump, we see that things have really improved for the Saint family. Franklin moved out of the projects. Like, he got his own place living. You still got a beat up but modest car. Like, he's smart, right? He's like a young black man driving around a Mercedes. I will get pulled over. He's smart. I respect that. But my question is, why hasn't the CEOs, you know what I'm saying, like Leon, you know what I'm saying, and his mama and his daddy and Jerome and Aunt Louie, why haven't they moved on out to the east side? Like, why are you still in the bad part of town? I don't understand that.
Well, how are they going to prove income? Okay, so Jerome has a shop. So they could launder money through the shop and then buy the real estate. But I don't know. Maybe they just like their house.
So no, it ain't that serious. So, but like, they never really got into the money laundering part. Like, he was laundering it through the shell companies when the cops started looking into his properties, right? So they never even talked about that. Like, how are you laundering money so you can afford a house? You can't walk in with a bag of cash, black, white, or anything, and be like, here's $100 grand. I want this house. The cops will be called. Like, there's something wrong with this. Regular people don't do that.
It was the 80s.
Okay, Chris. Ain't gonna be none of that. No, ain't gonna be none of that in this channel. No. Like, realtors go, unless they shady themselves, they're gonna be like, but this should have been in the show. That's what I'm saying. Even this conversation, they should have showed us this. I mean, showing us Jerome going to his auto store trying to put some speakers in the back of a car. I'm like, bruh, like, you can do better, but all right, at least this is what you wanted to do. This was your dream, right? Mm-hmm. And so Louie, like, she almost killed, you know what I'm saying, Claudia, to the point that now Claudia wants to hurt Jerome. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, if she's at war with the Saints, we should have seen that. Like, what happened when she, like, and then when she's in the bathtub, like, hooked on heroin, and she asks her ex-girlfriend who beat her ass, which is the reason why she's on the heroin, to shoot her up. I'm like, and then they don't show us the injection. So I'm like, was this like assisted suicide, or did she murder her?
And that's what I was wondering when I first saw it.
Because I was like, we shouldn't be guessing. Like, this is a very important thing. Because when she gets arrested, as you knew she would, you know what I'm saying? Like, did she commit murder? Was she like, I'm tired of these migraines. I can't live like this. Because she was looking at that needle like she wanted some. Like, Aunt Louie was like, oh shit. She's like, can I get a little bit? She's like, you want to help mama? She's like, yes, I do. I mean, I was like, was she on drugs? Is this what you're trying to tell
She
us?
probably was.
I mean, she was a prostitute at some point. Maybe she did, but like, we don't know any of this stuff. Like, they're just skipping around. Like, we're just supposed to guess. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need to explain some shit. But anyway, so Franklin, he's moving up. As much as I try to compare this stuff to show the power, they're both great drug shows. What I liked about season 3 is that it showed you the consequences of being a drug dealer. Like, when Officer Andre Wright took Franklin and dropped him off at the crack house, like, Franklin started to cry. He was like, oh shit, look what am I doing to my people?
But he didn't stop dealing crack.
But he did not give a fuck. Like, in the end, he was like, I gotta make this money, you know? But he at least saw it.
But we still don't know his end game. Like, what was the end game?
So that
like,
goes.
You had $1 million+ to hand to old boy
Avi
at 6%. Like, even at that, you could have stopped doing crack. You got your stash. You could just been a loan shark at that point. 6% a week. Hey, sign me up.
It doesn't make sense. Like, so this kind of goes anyway. So real quick about the consequences. When we watch Power, all 6, well, at least 3.5 great seasons, like, we don't never see the negative impact of the cocaine. Like, we don't see how it hurts people, how the addiction hurts people. You see that in Snowfall. Like, you really see what it does.
Well, cocaine is a little different than crack.
Addiction is addiction. If you can't pay for it, you robbing somebody.
I mean, there are functional cokeheads.
You still, but there's still some. I mean, besides the gang on gang violence which erupted in this show, like, it shows you how bad the addiction hurt the people. Like, in Power, it kind of glorifies it. Even in book 2, you don't see the negative impact of what the drugs actually do to the users. So I credit Snowfall for trying to show us and Franklin the consequences of his actions. Since in his mind, what he told us that I'm trying to liberate my people by. Well, I'm like, what? You said, Andre, why are you working for the white man? You need to come work for me. No. Franklin, you are working for the white man. You're working for the white man, okay? You're working for the CI fucking A. Like, you can't get more white man than that. I mean, what are you talking about? And he's like, nah, I'm my own man. No, you are not.
You're not. And remember at the end, he was like, I don't want to be a slave or whatever. And I'm like, you made a deal with the CIA.
You are sharecropping of crack. That's what you're doing. You're the sharecropper of crack. That's what you are.
And he's knowingly funding a war. Like, you know this.
No. He's assessed this by looking at news articles and on TV. And with just that, he said, you know what, guys? We're funding the war in the Contras in South America. That's what we're doing. That is high level intelligence analysis. Like, he is in the wrong business. Like, if he figured all that shit out, I was like, you definitely need to be hired to CIA. Like, you are way beyond this whole drug shit. Because you like, well, if you knew, and guess what? I figured out who killed Hoffa. I figured it out. And JFK. Like, if you could do that, he should be able to figure out all mass crimes, like, by himself. He's like, just give me a couple newspaper articles, give me a few minutes. I will go to the Black Library of Conspiracy, where my auntie runs, I guess, and I'm gonna figure out all of it. Bam. But you talk about his motivations. You talk about his motivations, right? And this makes me think of Breaking Bad. Like, when Breaking Bad started, Walter White was like, I need about 75 grand, which I'm like, how broke is your family? But I need 75 grand, and my wife and 2 kids are going to be set for life. Like, that was his thought. I'm like, this maybe 750 grand. Either way, it was less than $1 million. My point, it was less than $1 million. And he said, my family will be set for life. I'm like, you are setting your family up to be middle class at best. But anyway, because Skyler wasn't doing shit. But I digress. My point is, like you said, Franklin had $1 million+. in bags and wasn't even stressing. Like he still had a whole house full of money.
Right. He said, "Oh, you need $1 million? Here you go. Just pay me 6% every week."
What are you doing this for, Franklin? At the end of this season, we're supposed to be led to believe that due his, I guess, coma-induced fantasy, that he was in college. This scholarship failed. He beat up the financial officer, and now he's banned from college. So he went back to the hood, sold weed, and now he's a crack dealer. I'm like, you have $1 million. You can pay for you and Melody to move to any HBCU you want to go to and build a house there and still have money. And y'all could go to school and live a happy life. Just you two with his light-skinned prize before she started, the crack, before the crack got to her. What's his end game? What's his motivation? He loves it now. He's Walter White turning into Heisenberg. Like he loves the idea that he runs all this shit, that he's the brains behind, even though he's killing the people. It's beyond just trying to take care of his family.
But you can transition that to something else. Like if you're good at sales and marketing and product development and the world's your oyster, really.
Start Chick-fil-A, shit. If you know how to take some basic
invent this thing called an internet.
Since you can figure out basic shit with some newspaper articles, some magazines, invest that information. And guess what, guys? So check it out. Season 1, he starts off selling bricks of cocaine to dealers. He don't do hand-to-hand shit, right? He started off selling bricks. He goes down to become the crack dealer of LA to get back to selling bricks to high-level customers. He's like, guys, I got this brand new idea. We're only going to sell to high-profile customers. That's how you started. What are we doing here? Like, that's not progress. That's regress. Like, that.
A pivot.
I'm like, and you're going to sell. So this whole crack war that we have going on, this is all black on black. You got Man Boy going up against his sister baby daddy's drug operation. As you saw at the end of the episode, once Jerome was walking through the projects for some reason, and you see the two people fighting. I'm like, what happened to the Mexicans? They got the formula from Kevin, right? Before he got shot. So the whole point of that was Lucia gave the formula to the Mexicans.
Where is Lucia?
Gustavo, in the end, he's digging a hole from California to Mexico. What? Like, why are we watching this shit? Where's Lucia? How did she leave her lover? Where did she go? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, you should have showed us this, or just kill off Gustavo. Just be done with it so we can focus on Franklin. Because these stories are not related. And Gustavo's story is stupid and convoluted. The only cool thing was he killed that DEA agent, Soledad. That's what it says on the thing. Like, that was absolutely hilarious. When she opened that door and had that face like, look here, bitch. Now you got to work for me. Boop.
No, I don't.
I was like, oh, fuck. Are they actually going to show what happens? They actually bothered to be like, okay, now, Teddy, we got to get rid of this body. And we're going to spend damn near a whole damn episode liquefying her so no one else finds her. Where was this acid when you were trying to get rid of 3 bodies? Okay, you and your brother Matt had to dig up 3 or 4 bodies and then replant the bodies in another place. What happened to the acid? You just figured that shit out? Like, did you go to a CIA class in between murders? You're like, oh shit, we can just liquefy these people. You should have did that the first time, bro.
I mean, they didn't have an incinerator to chop them up and burn them up, so hey.
Where's the incentive? Where's that torture chamber, whatever he put Franklin and Leon in? Like, where was that place? Because that would have been helpful. Because then you could just took the bodies down anyway. I'm just saying, Soledad, bye. You know, I appreciated that. That's one death I was like, thank you, because she was about to snitch on everybody when it was all said and done. Teddy was going to hang them all out to dry and let her do it. Apparently, like he really was going to let Franklin and all of them go to jail.
Hanging out to dry. So Teddy's ex-wife or whatever.
Yeah. They got married off camera. We didn't see that either, but apparently they got married and divorced.
But she's dealing with some other guy, and she's like, "Oh, Teddy, whatever his real name is." Like she's conspiring to set everybody up.
So the chief of ops at CIA is the other white dude, because there's always a white man in charge. Franklin, you're always working for a white man. Anyway, so yes, he tasks Teddy's ex to run the operation, to take the operation from Teddy, learn all the assets, learn how it works, and get rid of Teddy, because Teddy was talking shit like he was going to expose this if things got bad, right? So, but once she loves Teddy so much that she's going to take the operation, that she's going to destroy the operation. So she's snitching to the DEA, and she's snitching on Avi. That's why Avi almost got killed. And she thought that if she gets rid of everybody in the operation, that Teddy will just give up, because apparently she don't know who her ex-husband is. And he'd be like, you know what, baby, I decided I don't need to help the government and fight communism. I'm just going to go home with you and do paperwork and take care of our son, who I don't see or give a fuck about. Who's taking care of their kid while they're sitting up there getting high in the club?
Or in the jungle.
Or fucking in the jungle.
Was that before the kid or after? I can't remember.
It was way after the kid. Kid was season 1. So who's taking care of this kid? Remember, she's a housewife. She's working, like his wife was like working CIA, coming home being a single mother. Somehow she couldn't find another man at CIA. She's not an unattractive woman. I mean, damn. I mean, Teddy maybe just been putting it down. And she was like, no, I just need something about your baby daddy. Like, for some reason, that dude always has a place in your bed and your life for some reason. Like, I don't understand that. We're getting off track. But my point is, it's consistent. It's consistent. Anyway, she turned out not to be shit. Just like the guy in the woods told him. He was like, you know your wife ain't shit, right? You know she's gonna turn on you, right? Like, she ain't committed like us. He was like, nah, she won't do that. And then
she's not one of us.
She ain't one of us. Like, we committed to the cause. Like, she's committed to some other shit. And you're like, you know what? You're right. And then Teddy gets another drug dealer. We don't see how he did that, because the two guys who kidnapped his brother Matt last season and broke his heart, he did so much cocaine, his heart is ruptured, so he can't fly anymore. He gets a whole new Colombian connect. We have no idea how he did it, when he did it, but then that guy's unstable, about to chop him up with a chainsaw. The short, stocky dude. And then he's like, and how does he get out of it? He's like, I work for the CIA. Oh, really? Well, okay. Well, then I don't see no ID or anything. But since you said it, white man, you look like you do work for the CIA. We're going to let you live. That should have been, cut this man's head off, please, before the CIA come in here and kill us. Like, that's like saying I work for the DEA. Plop. Like, you're the feds, right? So why are you still alive is my question. Like, he don't need him. As soon as he finds Franklin, it'd be like, hey, I can just talk to Franklin. Or I can just talk to Avi. I don't know. Avi's out there in the wind. He's running scared because the Israelis want to kill him because he didn't know that he bought weapons for the Iranians who killed some Israelis. Like, that's bad. Like, yeah, that's not gonna work out for you, Avi. I mean, we can't help the Iranians against Israel, like, and think you're gonna live. Like, that's not. Anyway, Franklin doing much better than Ghost and Tommy ever will, or Tariq. This motherfucker's on a private jet in the 80s.
Right. With $1 million in the 80s.
Not even so, in the 80s. Like, he could have bought California for that. He could have been like, I just want to buy half the states. Here's the money. Well, anyway, my point is, he flying out there, got a suit on. He look happy. He's like, I got a suit on. Flying out there, went to Panama, got some Panama draws. There you go, Franklin. He's like, hey. Anyway, draws helped him negotiate the deal to make Avi think that he already got a deal. He finds out Avi's fucking around on him, trying to get the money. Then he gets Avi. Now Avi works for him. I'm like, then he writes a check. He's like, can I write you a check black pilot? He's like, yes, you can, son. He's like, oh shit, mama, I wrote a check. I was like, oh, look at you, Franklin. So
All
proud.
he needed is that Diners Club card that
Oh yeah, Chris Rock came up with. Oh shit. Hey, it would have been funny if he was like, you know what, guys, I got this. He talks to Teddy. He's like, Teddy, I got this idea. If we hook up electronics, right? And we can like make one device talk to another device and send data like secretly. Have you guys thought of that? He's like, you know what? I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't know. Then Teddy's like, CIA, I got an idea. Franklin Saint is the foundation of all classified intelligence communications. He doesn't even know it. He came up with it. That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen in season 4. Somehow he's gonna give Franklin Teddy the idea for encrypted communications. And he won't even get credit for it. Just always taking it from the black man. Terrible. Anyway, so the man boy. Let's talk about again the consequences of drug dealing. All right. Leon and Franklin faced something that Tommy and Ghost never did. That is watching their women fall to the drugs and how bad that can go. Okay. Because Holly was on that shit. She was, but she and Tommy did it together. She never sucked dick for cocaine. Like, that's hard. That's a hard thing for Leon to know, that the love of his life is sucking dick and fighting for the crack that he made, that he showed her how to do. Mm-hmm. And the disdain of Franklin Saint, that he looks at his best friend and is like, well, you know, it's Wanda, right? I mean, she dark skinned. I mean, you know, she is. Light skinned Melody ain't gonna have those problems. That's real shit. That's some colorism right there. He looked at Melody and was like, Melody won't go out like that, bro. She light skinned. She got her shit together. And Melody was on that shit. She didn't suck dick for crack yet. But season 4, she fought. She fought. I thought maybe she was on her knees at some point, but maybe that's gonna happen in season 4. But when Franklin saw how fast Melody fell, he was like, she on the rock. It's like, oh shit. But that stop him? Absolutely not. He's like, gotta make that money. I'm gonna go back to Panama and get my Latin woman who ain't on that stuff. Yet. Until he brings her to California and she like, Franklin, what is this? Oh shit, she on the rock too, man. Damn it. Oh shit, she's scratching already. Like, get back to the cocaine, Franklin. You got $1 million. Get back to the good stuff that don't have women jumping in cars as they're driving away trying to get to crack rock. Shit. And Leon, he was like, you know how this rock is. He's like, Frank's like, nope, that's not gonna happen to Melody. That's not gonna happen to Melody.
Poor Andre had to board her up in a room and she still got out.
She still got out, man. You can't stop the crackhead.
Old girl ripped the pipe out the wall again.
Shit.
The crackhead strength.
She was like, that's the crack strength. Oh man, it was crazy. Then Andre. So Andre had to go. That's his real. Andre Wright, he took that shit too far. Like, he went to war with a drug dealer and didn't think the drug dealer was about that life.
Figured the boy that grew up next door to him would not go so far to kill him.
You got his uncle beat the fuck up. Like, Jerome got his ass whooped. Now.
Did he live? Did he live?
He lived, yes. But and let's look. I'm sorry, you're not gonna want to hear this. All right. If Jerome just would have listened, he would have been all right. He would got arrested, but he would have been all right. You don't stand up to a cop, beat him in his face, and not think him and the rest of his cops, no matter what race they are going not to beat the straight shit at you, Jerome. Like, how did you think that was going to turn out? Like,
shit, 80s.
It's like, I know Rodney King hasn't happened yet, but it was going to happen. Like, Jerome had to know there was going to be consequences to his actions, right? But he got his ass whooped. I felt bad, but I'm like, you kind of asked for it a little bit, just a little bit. Then Andre breaks into Franklin's house. Like, what did you think he was gonna do? Like, and then he talked shit to him. Then he was like, Like, get your bitch ass out of here. That's what he said. He told this man with a gun in his hand, he was like, get your bitch ass out of here, son. What you gonna do? Franklin was like, I'm gonna shoot you in the back of the head, bitch. Because I'm Franklin Saint.
I think it's that when you know people as children, you always see them as children.
Yeah.
Even when they're bigger than you.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to fully appreciate who Franklin is now. Like, but he didn't see that until the bullet hit him. And then he was like, oh, I guess Franklin's about that. Notice that the only two people he killed were two people he knew.
Exactly. And that's my issue with him. I really didn't think he was going to do it when I first saw it. I was like, yeah.
He didn't have a choice. He really didn't have a choice. Andre was not going to stop. He said, I'm going to drop off Melody, and then me and you are going to get back to this. He didn't have a choice.
You have millions of dollars. Go somewhere else.
Yes, we've already established it makes no damn sense that he and his whole family couldn't figure out what you can do with $1 million. You can move anywhere. You can move out of the country. If he thought that somehow Teddy was going to find his black ass and put him in jail because he don't want to sell drugs anymore, he could have moved out the country with $1 million. I mean, he could have bought that jet that he was flying and be like, hey guys, we're jumping on this private jet and we're moving to Panama until, Noriega gets, taken over by the U.S. government. I mean, that's going to happen, but that's going to be a while. Like, he has some time. He has some time. He went to Cuba. Nah, that wouldn't be good. He could have he could have moved out. He went to Canada. I mean, he don't know shit about Canada, but he could have moved to Canada. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's talk about money and the power of money. So Andre's friend, his white partner / friend is like, we're going to get this Franklin Saint no matter what, dude. It's you and me. As soon as he knows Franklin killed his partner / friend, he's like, so can I get some of that money and we can work this out? Yeah.
Money talks.
I'm like, what?
Which is why I didn't wonder why he didn't try to bribe Andre to leave him alone or ship him off or threaten, like, if you mess with me, I'm going to do something to your daughter. You need to take your money, take your daughter, and just get the hell out.
Fuck out of here. All right. Like, you're right. He at least should have tried. Andre wouldn't have took it. I think he knew Andre.
He could have tried though. He
should have tried. You're right. He should have tried. But I think he knew he was intrinsically motivated. Like, Andre had a sense of self-righteousness. He's like, I'm gonna clean up this neighborhood by taking you out, Franklin Saint. But the fact that the white dude, he gave up himself. Franklin didn't even try. He was like, so what you gonna do? He was like, can I get some of that check? Like, did adopting that black kid all of a sudden make him broke? He's like, I got a black kid in my house I got to pay for now. So, which I don't know where that kid came. I know, right? It's like Webster's expensive. It's the 80s. White people always adopting black kids in the 80s. I just thought about that. He saw different strokes. He saw Webster and was like, you know what? We should get a black kid. Like, it's before Madonna did it and made it popular. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, let's get a black kid. I'm like, where'd that black kid? You should have adopted Melody, before she got on the crack. Shit. Like, help her out. Then Melody sitting up there at the... So hold up. Andre's sister is like, look here, Franklin Saint Mama. I know what you do with your money, so I'm just gonna let you host the repast. Like, what? Like, you think your dead brother would be okay with that? Did you not think that maybe Franklin's the reason why your brother's dead in the first place? But anyway, they sent up at the repast. Melody even cracked out is like, Franklin did that shit, and this cop's okay with it.
He good as fuck.
Like, then she would go. Then he follows her to her house. Like, okay, she shoots this dude 3 times in the chest, 2 in the back. Why don't they show us who found him? How did he get to the hospital? How long was he in the hospital? Like, none of this is seen.
And the place where he was doing the ice bath, where was that? The YMCA or something?
It looked like it was in the auto shop because he got up and like remember, like, he came in with the cane, like, is because they were meeting at Jerome's place. But yeah, where was he? What kind of physical therapy is that? And where are you? And every time you go under the water, you go back to your dream of life where you would have been recruited by the CIA. Notice in his fantasy, Leon has Wanda. They're happy, right?
They're broke, but happy. They're broke, but
they're happy. But together, you know what I'm saying? So Louis and Jerome got a baby coming. You know what I'm saying? He still gets kicked out of college though.
What was Kevin?
Kevin wasn't even there.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
if this
worse
is a
yet,
flashback.
Worse yet, his dad was dead.
Yes.
In his perfect world.
Unless he was lying about it. Like, oh, my daddy ain't here or whatever.
Nah, he wouldn't. Nah, in his perfect world, his dad was dead. Like that's. I was like, damn, that's fucked up. It's like, if I could redo it all over again, I still get kicked out of college. My dad be dead because what the fuck is he doing in life? I mean, that just shows you how deep his anger for him goes. Like his resentment goes for him goes. That I was like, I didn't notice that until I watched it like this time. I was like, damn, where's your daddy at, man? Oh, damn, he gone too. So you don't know how much is real and how much is fantasy. I mean, we obviously, Andre being alive is fantasy. The fact that he killed the guy who, the guy named after the ice cream. But anyway, the guy who almost raped that one dude, like he got shot. That didn't happen in real. Like, there's certain things is fantasy, but they don't do a good job of separating what got Franklin to the point that he thought all he had left was to sell drugs, weed, and then cocaine.
No, because he had a job. It wasn't a good job, but he had a job.
But you had one working for the Asians, so you weren't working for the white man.
It was the 80s, like much cheaper back then.
Yeah, no, I'm just like,
you had no internet bills, you had no cell phone bills. Yeah, none of that. Gas was like mad cheap.
Mad cheap. Like in the sense, it was less than $1. I remember I watched The Golden Child, and like as an adult, I'm watching, and like Eddie Murphy was getting gas for like 87 cents unleaded.
When I moved to Atlanta, it was 89 cents.
I was like, what? I was like, the 80s were so good.
That was the 90s. And it was still 89 cents.
Wow. Really?
It wasn't until Bush got in office and started them damn wars that we saw like $2.
That's going to be Snowfall season 5. Teddy will be running the director of operations. And then he'll be like, Franklin, we got a new war and we can't afford it. Like, what are we going to do? He's like, got it. Meth. We're going to be pushing meth.
Maybe they'll merge Breaking Bad and Snowfall together.
That's what I'm saying.
Snowfall will be Icebreak or something. I don't know. Let's ice, snow, ice.
I get you. I see where you're going with that. Let's do it. Let's do a fan fiction video after it's all over. How that show would have came out. But like it just would have been.
Where was Walter White? What city was that?
Arizona.
Oh, okay. So he's West Side too. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he West Side. Yeah. And he killed every Mexican dealer he dealt with. Much like Power, like you go up against Walter White, you ain't living. I mean, that's just how that works. Same thing with Power, like those ain't living. Like Franklin, he don't kill his competitors. You know what I'm saying? Like he tries to buy them off.
Nobody but his friends and his next door neighbors.
That's true. And people we went to school with, man, boy. Like he just buys them out because he's the source of everything. There's no, except for the Mexicans. The black folks should have gathered together. Franklin should have been the head of the black group or whatever, and they go up against the Mexicans. Like that would have been something. Maybe that's season 4. I don't know.
So at the end, when Jerome and Auntie went to the parents, like, we need Franklin. We need him. Like, really? What is that? He hobbling in. Like, how did he get there? Did he drive? Did he take an Uber? Like, what? How did he get there?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, was that ice bath in the auto parts shop? Like, it's just in the back. Like, let's not
at home.
No, it wasn't. No.
No, he was at home sitting on the couch when his parents left. He was at home sitting on the couch.
All right.
They were like, okay, and they left. He ended up at Jerome and Louis. And then he called his cane. I can fix it. Like, what are you gonna
do? Dude, somehow he thinks he's gonna talk his way out of a crack cocaine war. Like he's like, okay, guys, sit down. This is how it's gonna work. You got this territory. You got this territory. Motherfucker, you've been out for months, I would imagine. Like,
we saw that on Power because they had their own little territories. Yeah. I know you haven't seen it, but City of God, they split everything up, and it was like, okay, you over here. But eventually, they cross over. somebody becomes an asshole, they go in the other person's territory, and then shit happens.
And then that's what he had to do with Leon and Manboy, because Leon was in his feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, why my girl sucking your dick? I'm like, am I fault you a crackhead, man? Like, don't let look. And then frankly, like,
He did that on purpose.
Yeah, he
like
did.
You knew dude was coming over, and you got the girl back there.
Well, that was his coworker. That was Franklin's. That was Manboy's minion who did that. But yeah, you're right. It was on purpose. I was like, and then he choked her out. Like, it was Manboy that choked her out. And he's like, I would never put my hands on a woman, though. I was like, I hope Leon finds out about that.
Louis had to go in there and threaten him. Like, you got to leave her out of the operation if you want our business. Like, why was she so important to him anyway?
She's
Other than just to piss Leon off.
No, she's the one that taught him how to cook. She brought them
the recipe.
Know
how to cook, why is she still there?
That's also very true. Somehow he's loyal to because she sung ABCs when she sucked dick. I mean, how many people can do that? You know what I'm saying? You gotta respect.
Sure other crackheads have other talents. I'm sure.
I'm saying I don't know, man. But she looked like I don't know how crackheads look. I'm sorry. She looked very disheveled. Like I'm not saying she looked like legit crackheads. I don't know, but she like the teeth and everything. I mean, and then Melody got there very quickly. I mean, I was like, wow. So where is Melody? Is she just magically gonna disappear? We're never gonna see her again. Like, what the fuck happened to her? Did anyone catch her? Did they kill her? Is she in rehab somewhere? Did Franklin, despite the fact being shot 3 times, is he like, hey, we gotta get her to therapy because I realize it's all my fault?
He should pay for therapy for the whole community.
He should. That's what he does. He starts a rehab center.
Get them hooked and charge them money for rehab.
That's right.
Get some government grants for rehab. So I get them addicted, then I get paid to get them off, and they come back, they get addicted again.
Absolutely. So that's what they say drugs companies do now that people are hooked on prescription drugs, right? Then they make the drug to get them off of it, and you have to buy that, right? So either way, we're making money. If Franklin goes there, that would be awesome. He's like, I gotta get out this drug game. I'm actually gonna start a rehab center to save my people. I'll give you a discount though, because you're my people, but you are gonna pay me. And but yeah, it got wild. Again, Gustavo's story was completely unnecessary. Right now, I mean, I just don't understand why we're still watching this. I want to see what happens to Avi. I mean, where does he end up? Do the Israelis ever? Does Mossad ever get to him? Or does Teddy save him?
Is Mossad the only Israeli organization? Because every movie about Israelis,
Mossad. Mossad is like the Israeli version of CIA. So like that's what people know. So that's what they put out there. Like MI6 for the UK, like that's what they always go to, or MI6 agent and like or former CIA agent.
Scotland Yard or something.
Yeah, Scotland Yard. Yeah. So like that's like law enforcement, like Interpol. You know what I'm saying? That's international. But yeah, usually you're right. 9 times out of 10, there's some kind of former or current Mossad agent, doing some shit. They're like that's what writers know, like Mossad/CIA. But we'll see how Teddy. Huh?
And Marines.
Back to power. Yeah, fuck. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a new character in season 4 to be an ex-Marine, just from Nam. Like I'm waiting for them to bring in some Marines.
Maybe Omari can come as a veteran.
He's like, I gotta get on the drug show, bro. I need a job. Like, come on, bro. It's okay. He's like, you know what, Franklin? I can teach you how to sell drugs. What do you know about it? I know a couple things. I mean, I know how to organize. I think I got a friend you might want to meet.
I ran a small organization back east. Yeah.
Who'd you run it with? I'm my best friend. And he's white, though. Is that okay? That's not going to happen. But I would love for both of them to make a guest appearance for no fucking reason. Just together. Oh, man. That would do it. That would do it so much.
They'll be much younger, though. They'll be kids in the 80s.
Well, not like them actual cells. But I know, but doing the math, yeah, they're not even born yet. 1983, they're not born yet. I do the math. I don't know. We gotta do the math. I did the math somewhere else in another video, but like they're young as fuck. You're right. Like I'm like, I mean, maybe even Kanan is young, like young in the 80s. His family could be like connected. You could, I mean, that's not gonna happen. But if Franklin ever pushes the ever franchises crack across from coast to coast, and he makes it to New York, he runs into the Starks.
And the Tars.
Their Stark. Huh?
And the Tejadas.
And the Tejadas. That would be awesome. He's like, hey, guy, we should just go ahead and start in New York. I got a couple of connects there. Where? In Queens. Oh, shit. Courtney Kemp is like, you know what, guys? I'm going to help you out in your last season. Let's just try to tie this whole back. This will help me build book 3. So 50 Cent would be involved just so he can lay the foundation. He can connect the 2 stories. That would be that'd be interesting. Anyway, it was a good season. A lot of things happened. I'm surprised that, again, that Wanda's still alive. It'd be interesting to see what happens to her.
What if this was all a dream?
If season 4 is all a dream, that's possible. That'd be some bullshit, but it's possible. If all of a sudden it's his final dream before he dies, like he actually did die for being shot 3 fucking times, like how do you survive that? You know, like, so if all this is a coma thing and he wakes up and dies on the table, it's like, oh, that'd be hard. Melody goes to therapy, cleans up, and tells his story.
Like a Ethelrita.
Yeah.
She's telling the story.
Yeah. Even though we never actually got that worked out in Fargo. That was actually her, like, to him. I was like, fuck me, man. Like, she just walked off camera. Like, come on, man. Anyway, I'm sorry. We're getting off track. Thank you guys for watching. Anything else for season 3? I'm sorry.
I just wish she stayed in school.
Yes. Or just go back, Franklin. You can.
And at the end, when the mom was giving him that speech about how your daddy gave up and you can go back and you can demand that they take you back, or you can go to a black school, or you can, I'm like, yes, go back to school. You got money.
But you don't know if that's real or if that's a fantasy.
Either way, she had a point.
He had a point to himself. Maybe he was just so like he wakes up like, hey guys, I'm gonna hobble my ass back to college because clearly
yes, accepted into Stansville. Where all the other drug dealers go.
Hey, you remember Stern said we used to do drugs all the time when I was a kid? That would be awesome. Franklin is there for sec. Oh, Robert. I forgot about Franklin's Tommy. Oh. So Robert moved on up. He moved out of his dad's place. We never saw that. He got his own place up there in the white part of town, you know what I'm saying, with orgies himself. That's where they go That's where they go hide out when they're worried about being chased down by the cops. Franklin, he killed that one dealer. The one dealer that apparently he thinks he's the reason why the crack house got hit. Remember, he brought everybody together and he was like, if you good, you safe. But if you bad, you get killed. Did he do it himself?
I don't remember.
I can't see him doing it himself. Anyway, one got killed to set an example to the rest of his crew. He has security now. He has a new chubby kid that's Leon's security. So now security has security. Leon's moving up in the world. So that's beautiful. He never goes to see Kevin's grave just to be like, hey man, just let you know, sorry about that shit.
He made me do it.
Right, just something. Like, you still be alive, bro. Stop fucking around.
Did he pay for the funeral?
That's right, Ruiz. You're absolutely right. What happened to the funeral? Like, there's so many things, Snowfall. There's so many things you should have showed us. Besides Teddy's brother doing cocaine for a whole episode. Like, there's other shit we could have got into. We should have got into, because if Franklin would have paid for that funeral and his parents were like, fuck you, Franklin, I know you're the one that really did, that would be a whole thing. If his family would have sought vengeance and they're the ones that shot Franklin, not that Melody didn't have a reason to shoot Franklin, but that could have been a thing. I hope he figured out he needs to start wearing a bulletproof vest from now on, because people might try to kill you. You are a drug dealer.
You never do.
I'm like, damn, bro.
And shove a metal plate behind it, because the metal plate will kill you before the bullet.
Oh, the oval. Make no damn sense. We bouncing around. Condoms. I just want to bring that up. I just want to say,
it's the 80s, man.
Stop. Look here, Chris.
That one HIV, you gotta get no condom.
That's the next thing. They need to bring in AIDS. Because it destroyed the black community. They need to. No, I'm serious. Like, they need to get into HIV drug. They didn't get into any of that shit. Thank you.
It ain't time yet.
No. When the AIDS hit, it's around the same time. Season 4, they need to get the HIV drug use. They need to get into AIDS, moving into the community. It would be very interesting how they approach that topic. It would be interesting if they do both epidemics that's destroying the Black community, and both of them supposedly created by CIA. Like it would be interesting to do all that. The fact that Claudia was gay and Louis was bisexual. You had was her Uncle Clifford? Uncle Clifford was in the episode. They could do if Claudia takes over what happened to Claudia taking the club? If that becomes a thing, all the gay people hanging out there, that's how they bring in HIV and AIDS. They could do it. They could cover that. That's interesting. Thank you.
Better than COVID. I mean, not better than COVID. You know what I mean? I mean, I wouldn't want to watch COVID TV versus
HIV is sexier. Is that what you say? Is that what you
say? You know what I'm saying, right?
I know what you said. What the fuck are you talking about?
I would rather see the story behind.
This whole COVID thing, just nothing sexy about that. You can't get that from having sex. At least with AIDS, you can be like, "Oh, I had to."
You can.
Remember that SNL thing I sent you? Oh, that was wild. At the New York State, like earlier during the pandemic, they put out sex protocols to avoid catching AIDS. Catching COVID from sex. Specifically, like you shouldn't lick ass. They're like you can get COVID from licking ass, and you couldn't get it from sucking dick.
That's not what I heard. But go ahead.
That's what they said. I mean, I'm sure they obviously didn't have all the research. I'm saying when Pete Davidson read the protocols from New York City, those were the two things that he was like, don't lick ass, but you can take semen in the mouth.
Sexist agenda from men who want to continue to get their dick sucked.
That's like
can't suck the dick with a mask on unless you got a hole in it.
That's true. Just like men, that's like the sugar industry funding diabetes research and obesity research. How do you get fat? Not sugar. Just keep working out. You're fine. This
and now that they told y'all needed to drink because it was funded by the dairy people.
Remember? Think about it. The government's all behind you. It's the CIA. CIA doing all that shit. Ask Franklin. He knows. Oh man. He's gonna come up. He starts his own intelligence service. He
starts the internet. I'm telling you, he gonna build like a little internet. Yeah. He gonna build a computer and a little internet. They can talk to each other. That will eventually grow into the internet.
Oh shit. Go ahead, Franklin. He made Yahoo, AOL. Oh shit, you got mail. All started from a black man. Think about it. Oh man, he's like, that'd be interesting. If he's like, I got my first electronic mail. He was like, Leon's like, what did you say, Franklin? You send a message. Like, I got pagers. This pager shit ain't working. I got an idea. Let's take it to the next level. I was like, oh man, we can just text each other. I was like, oh shit, that's amazing. Why don't they have walkie-talkies or some shit? Like, just to help. I don't know. We don't get no walkie-talkies. We ain't got none of that. I don't know. All right, that's it. We'll see how this thing goes with season 4. We're very excited. I know this video went a lot of different places. If you're still watching, thank you. That's why you're here, I guess. You keep on coming back. I'm assuming you figure out what you're going to get. You know what you get with these things. But anyway, thank you guys very much. We appreciate it. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I promise it's going to get better. Probably not, but it may. You can like on the video. You can comment on the video. You can share the video. Share the video. Help us grow the family. We're moving up there. We're trying to get to 1,000. Then I feel like we accomplished something. If we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll be like, I'm good. At that point, when I first started, I just wanted enough people to know that wasn't just my friends and family watching. And I was like, now I think we're there, but at least 1,000. I mean, shit, if Gorilla Goo Woman can get a whole fucking agent, we can get 1,000 subscribers. I ain't put no glue on me. I tell you that right fucking now. I ain't doing no dumb shit like that. That was
you should do it. You should like do some waves and then just shellac it down.
Slack it down. Oh shit! Then I who had the waves like that? Ghost had the solid waves.
Tariq did too.
That's what I was thinking. Tariq hair is tight. I was like, there's got to be some Gorilla Glue up there. That's what it is. That's the secret. He's like, damn it, that bitch tell everybody.
That's Gorilla snot. But
huh?
go ahead. It's actually gorilla snot, but whatever. Gotta lay them edges.
Edges. One day we're gonna do a hair video for no reason. I don't know. We're gonna do a grocery haul video. Like one day Stacey's gonna go to the store. I'll be like, hey, what'd you get from the store? You're gonna be like, look, I got some this.
You gotta convince Terry to do that.
Terry, I'm telling you, she didn't do that shit, man. You better get on my nerves, man. She wanna do a food prep video. She's like, nah.
She can do like a little ass. Have a little alias.
I know, right?
Turn her into a cat, and then she'll do it.
If we can, ladies and gentlemen, if we can figure out how to make
I'm gonna mess with it. When I figure it out, I'm gonna let you know.
All right, that's all right. One of our next videos, be damned, we're gonna be two cats sitting up here doing this video. That's gonna be hilarious as shit. I don't even like animals, but that's gonna be hilarious. Like I'm gonna be like, we'll be. And no, I'm saying I just don't want them at my house. They are cute though. I like to watch the cat videos. There ain't be no animals in my house. I'll tell you that. Nope. But little cat, he was like fighting the dog. He was like this. He was doing some karate shit. That was hilarious as fuck. Like I was like on video, not in my house. All right. So anyway, just like crack dealers, they're funny on TV, not in my house.
And not dating your daughter.
Or I ain't got no kids, but also not dating your daughter. And if you do, you don't let them in your house with a gun, talk shit to them, and then let them walk behind you and not think you're gonna get shot. Like that's not a good idea. That's stupid. Like you're asking to be murdered. Like that's what you're doing. Anyway, all right, guys. I know we went too far. We'll see you in a couple of days for a lot of different videos. We got a lot of stuff coming up. We got Oval. We got Ruthless this week. We got Snowfall this week. Fuck, man. We got Tell Me Your Secrets. That's coming. What else we got? Fuck.
That should be it.
We gotta do finances. Like Sparkr still wants to do finances, Stacey. Black investing. I mean, or just investing and being black. Just investing. We all got to invest. All investors matter. Shit. All right.